I'm here with Lachie Smart, who is an amazing young man who is a world record holder, having been the youngest person in the world to circumnavigate the globe as a young pilot in a single-engine aircraft. Now, he's got many strings to his bow. He's also in business, and that's in the Smartline Medical business, which is a family business, but one that is more than just a family operation. Tell me, Lachie, you've obviously got some pretty diverse experiences for a young man. How has it been going from one field of achievement into another with business? Was that much of a transition for you?
Look, it was. It was a massive transition, but I've loved the diversity and the new experiences I've been able to gain, and some of the transferable skills as well out of aviation and into the medical sales sphere. It's been quite a journey, but still very exciting.
When you say transferable skills, what are we talking about? Flying a plane to being business development manager of quite an exciting business. Mm-hmm. What are those skills? What's that really mean when you apply them?
Look, there's been a few that come to mind, like, for example, dealing with pressure. Business, and especially small business, has got a lot of different challenges you're going to face, and not cracking under that pressure is definitely a skill I brought out of aviation and the challenges I faced flying around the world. But additionally to that, in the early days of the flight, we had to plan and fundraise nearly $500,000. And so at the age of 16 and 17, during that planning process, that was a big lesson to learn in sales and understanding business planning and that sort of thing. So I learned a lot out of that flight that I was able to transfer into my role now as a business development manager.
You talked about the benefits of that skill at a time when there's been so much change with COVID-19 for businesses. What sort of changes have you had to make, not just in the business, but in your own self-management in dealing with those particular new challenges, new opportunities?
Look, at the moment, it has been challenging for everyone, and small business is not exempt from that. And I think understanding that plans are going to change and dealing with that change internally, and then as well leading your team through that change, is definitely a big process to manage. But we've been getting there and we've been doing really well as a business, so we're okay.
On a practical note, are you getting much sleep?
Yeah, getting enough at the moment. Certainly been a lot of sleepless nights in the early days as we replanned and everything was hectic, but now things are settling down and yeah, I'm getting some sleep.
What would be one of the takeaways for yourself that you take out of this season with having to go through so much change? Is there something that you go, yes, that's something that I've really learned through this time?
I think being able to think on your feet is huge for any business, but now more than ever, so many small businesses have had to change their way of doing and their way of existing, and that's been one skill that we picked up really well, and I think will continue into the future of being more adaptable to market needs and that sort of thing moving forward.
And just in closing, for those who are still out there who perhaps haven't seen the light at the end of the tunnel, who are still looking at how they rebuild or restart their businesses for the future, is there some advice as a young entrepreneur that you could perhaps offer as a point of reflection?
Absolutely, yeah. It's just keeping your tenacity. A lot of people are comparing themselves to others, but your own measure of success shouldn't be the same as somebody else's. I mean, if we judged Usain Bolt on his acting ability, then he wouldn't stand up to Chris Hemsworth. But if we assess Chris Hemsworth based on his running, he wouldn't stand up to Usain Bolt. But they're both successful in their own right. So stop comparing yourselves to others and you'll rebuild, but at your own pace.
Thank you very much. It's been great talking to you.
Thanks, Fiona.